Hello everyone, welcome to Aaron's Collecting and Detecting. I'm just coming back at you with another quick video. Well, maybe not that quick. I know since my videos are 20 minutes, but I mean in the scheme of life, 20 minutes ain't that long, right? Well, anyways, there's my humor for you. Take it or leave it, I guess. I'm going to show you some more baseball, but first I'm going to show you a little subset of 92 tops. The 1,000 yard club cards for football. So this is to let you know these players all gained 1,000 yards receiving or rushing in 1991. So see how many of them you can guess. If you want, pause the video and think, and then go back to the video and see how many you got. So remember, there's 20. I'm going to go from least amount of yards to most. So starting with Brian Blades. Brian Blades was a receiver for the Seahawks, and he was brother of Benny Blades, who played for the Lions. Who played on the Lions with Barry Sanders? Oh, and he got 1,003 yards. Just barely made 1,000. Next person, John Taylor, who was the man opposite Jerry Rice. So, which would have been cool? I would have been tickled pink to play with Jerry Rice football on the same team, because Jerry Rice was the best receiver of all time. And he got 1,011 yards. Third player was on the New England Patriots, Irving Fryer. Can't tell you much on him. Don't know details, I just remember him playing. And he got 1,014 yards. Next player is the Nigerian Nightmare. And for those of you who don't know who that is, Christian Okoye. And he got 1,031 yards. Which, quick story, and this is a true story about Christian Okoye. He beat out Barry Sanders in the rushing title, for the rushing title. Even though Barry could have gotten it, he said he wanted to let, and this is no lie, he said he wanted to let Christian Okoye win the rushing title, that it was no big deal to him. So, now whether that's true or not, I think it's true, because Barry Sanders was an awesome athlete, and I know, I think he only needed a few yards, and he didn't get all the yards he needed because he didn't carry the ball, I guess. But there you go. So that's it. Whether you believe it or not, that's the story. Next up, at number 16, is a player played for the Broncos, amongst others. The Rams too, I think. Gaston Green. Originally drafted in '89. And he had 1,037 yards for the Broncos. Next player, when you think of him, you might think of the Browns or the Redskins. Not sure any other teams he played for, but I know those two. Ernest Biner. And he had 1,048 yards. Number 14 on the list is a receiver who played for Washington. I believe he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You guys will know when you see him, if you don't know already. Art Monk. And he had 1,049 yards. Number 13 on the list, another really good receiver who played on the Rams. I think there was at least one other team he played for. No, it wasn't Isaac Bruce. No, it wasn't Torrey Holt. That was before. This is before they were, on the Rams. Henry Ellard. And he had 1,052 yards. This next player, number 12, played on the Miami Dolphins and with Dan Marino. And I really can't say much more about him, but is Mark Clayton. And he had 1,053 yards. Number 11 on the list was drafted the same year Emmitt Smith was. He played for the Giants. His name was Rodney Hampton. He had 1,059 yards. Next player actually played in the 70s, and he was originally, I believe, on the Green Bay Packers, but later went to the Bills. I don't know of any other team he was on, but he very well might have been. James Lofton. He had 1,072 yards. Number 9 on the list, he also played on the Dolphins, and he was the other receiver not named. Well, he was named Mark, but it wasn't Clayton. So who was he? Mark Duper. And he had 1,085 yards. For number 8, this guy played with Warren Moon. And you know how Moon passed. He liked to pass a lot. So stands to reason at least one Houston guy would be in there. His name is Drew Hill. And he had 1,109 yards. Number 7, I'm not really familiar with this guy very much, but he played for Atlanta Falcons, and his name was Michael Haynes. And he had 1,122 yards. Number 6 on the list also played for the Oilers, and his name was Haywood Jeffries. So there's 2 in the top 10 there for Oilers receivers. Oh, I didn't tell you how many yards he had, even though I showed it. 1,181 yards. So now we're getting into the top 5. Can you guys guess who's in the top 5? I know you guys could probably come up with... Can you come up with the whole top 5? I'm sure you could probably come up with 2 or 3, maybe even 4. But all 5? I don't know. This next guy played for Washington also. He had 1,340 yards, and his name was Gary Clark. Okay, top 4 guys. Number 4, I believe, was maybe you want to say the second best running back of the 90s. No, third best. I forgot about somebody. Third best running back of the 90s, I would say. And I feel bad for him because he never won a Super Bowl. And he comes in on the list at 1,407 yards. And that's Thurman Thomas. His nickname's Thermal. I don't know if he had any other nicknames, but that's the one I remember. So 2 left, guys. Can you guess what the top 3 are? Probably. So this next guy was a flamboyant, flashy wide receiver. And he played on a couple of Super Bowls, champions. And he got in some trouble with the law too. But if you don't know about that, you can look it up. I'm not going to get into it. But he was a heck of a receiver, and that's Michael Irvin. And he had 1,523 yards. So that leaves 2. And can you guess the 2? Well, here you go. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. This is who I think is the best running back of all times. One of the 2 Lions, I say, on offense at least, that were Hall of Fame worthy. The best running back of all time, Barry Sanders. And he had 1,548 yards. So, at number 1, there's a couple choices that I think you guys would be thinking. Not knowing offhand what the stats were, just by going by the players of that era and who was good and who wasn't. So, if you guessed Emmitt Smith, you were right. Now, I'm surprised that Jerry Rice wasn't in the top 20. He must have got injured that year. That's the only reason he wouldn't be. But Emmitt came in at 1,563 yards, which 91 was Emmitt's second year. So he had very fresh legs at that time. That was Barry's third year. To me, Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders were the 2 best running backs of the 90s. 2 of the best of all time. Emmitt Smith has the most rushing yards, of course. Unless that's changed and I don't know it, which it possibly could be because I don't follow football like I used to. But at one time, Emmitt Smith was the all-time leader, and I still think he is. But they had very different styles. Emmitt Smith was more of a punishing, physical running back. He could catch out of the backfield. More physical type runner. And Barry, well, he was flashy. He had to make yards out of nothing. He made his offensive line look good. He could make a 2-yard loss the most exciting play of the day. I mean, I couldn't say anything more about him. He's really good. But don't get me wrong, Emmitt Smith was a really good running back. No doubt. But in my opinion, Barry is better. Anyways, so that was that little set. And so now I will show a few baseball. Starting with Roberto Alomar. It's that superstar thing that had the sticker on the side, but there's no sticker. 1991 Fleer. Now this card's really cool. Jose Canseco. Now that card is sweet. Power and speed. Then this, I believe, was out of Topps Magazine. Bo Jackson. It's from 1990. When he hurt his hip, of course. This is 91 Donruss highlights. Little highlight set. 4 consecutive homers. He must have got 4 homers and 4 at-bats. Yep, 4 consecutive plate appearances. There's another one. Then this is Bo Jackson in the 1990 Score Superstar set. Cool card. Then here is Rod Carew from the 1986 Topps All-Star Collector's Edition set. Here is 1988 Fleer All-Star Eddie Murray. 1990 Classic Gary Sheffield. Second year Gary Sheffield. A 1989 Donruss MVP insert Fred McGriff. Should be in the Hall of Fame, just my opinion. 1989 Kmart Dream Team Don Mattingly. A 1989 Topps Captain Crunch Jose Canseco. A 1987 Kmart Roger Maris. A 1987 Kmart Bob Gibson. A 1987 Kmart Lou Brock. A 1987 Kmart Brooks Robinson. This card from TCMA from 1983. This says All-Time Cardinals, and it's got Bob Gibson on it. Uh, 1988 Fleer All-Star Jack Morris. Oh, real quick, I was watching the other day on the Retro channel. I can't remember the name of the channel, but it's got all retro shows on it. They had a Rowan and Martin's Laughing, and on it was Bob Gibson and Denny McLain playing music. Bob Gibson had a guitar, and Denny McLain was playing the piano. It was pretty cool to see. Just to let you, and man, they were young too. Just to let you know. You guys want to look that up. 1988 Fleer Star Stickers Ozzie Smith. But I don't think this is a sticker, so I don't know why they say that. But this is 1990 Post Dwight Gooden. He should definitely do a toothpaste commercial. Man, those are white. A 1988 Kmart Memorable Moments Ozzie Smith. a 1988 Fleer All-Star, Ozzie Smith, a 1988 Fleer Record Setters, Ozzie Smith, a 1989 Donruss MVP, Ozzie Smith, a 1988 All-Star Game commemorative set, Ozzie Smith. I know it says 87, but it's from 88, from the 88 Topps. Um, 1987 Fleer Star Stickers, Tony Gwynn. A 1993 Upper Deck. It says On Deck. I can't read that name. On Deck with, I'm guessing that's Darryl Strawberry. It says, not Peter Gammons or something like that. Although it could be. No, it looks like Darryl Strawberry to me. A 1988 Fleer All-Star, Don Mattingly. A 1988 Rite Aid Team MVP's Don Mattingly. A 1987 Classic Don Mattingly. A 1986 Quaker Granola Bars Don Mattingly. A 1990 Classic Andre Dawson. A 1991 Donruss Highlights Ryne Sandberg. A 1990 Fleer All-Star Set Harold Baines. A 1988 All-Star Game commemorative Dave Winfield. And I think we'll be done there. We still got a little stack of those those oddball cards, but I'll save them for another video. What was I gonna say? Yeah, my friend's coming over tomorrow just to hang out. We're probably gonna go to that Halloween house. If not tomorrow, then the next Friday. If you guys don't remember, I made a video of it last year. And it'll probably be a little bit different, at least this year. Maybe the other house next door will do theirs like they normally do. I don't know why they didn't have their decoration. But this lady's house, if you haven't seen last year's video, please go check it out. But yeah, it's really cool. It's this lady decorates her house. She's been decorating it since 1976, she said, which is the same year I was born. And she's like 70 years old. But, I mean, she pulls out all the stops, man. It's really neat. You just have to see it if you haven't already. If not, check out that video. If you guys would like it. And then we're going to go to this restaurant called Piper's. It's really good. It's a restaurant. My brother used to work at it when he was a teenager. He's 59 years old now. And they got excellent food. It's like homemade. Everything's made from scratch. Just really good restaurant. Really, everybody knows everybody there. It's usually mostly local people. But since I don't live out that way anymore, I don't know who but it's like a local. No, not too many people from out of town go in there, but it's really, really good. So, not knowing what I'm going to get yet, but it's going to be really good. And possibly might go to that house, Halloween house. But if not, definitely the week after. Because I'm not, late. It's kind of early. It's just turned, it's only going to be the 2nd of October. So maybe the lady's not fully set up yet. So I might wait. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, enough of me rambling. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Just be careful out there, guys. Be safe. Relish every moment you have in life. Life's precious. Appreciate the good people in your life, because there aren't a lot of good people out there. And just do what you love, guys, and love what you do, because you never know when life can be gone. Not to be negative, but just being realistic. So on that note, peace out. I'm out of here. Bye.